All right, our society is a society that is amazed, mesmerized, and being determined many times by celebrities. I don't like celebrities. I really don't. And I don't understand why is it that an actor feels he has the right to tell me what's right and what's wrong. Why is it that we always try to follow the celebrities and we don't, whack our own field, our own path into life? Why is it we always go by celebrities? And what's so wrong about them? In order to do that, we need to understand, and that's why I don't like rabbis who are celebrities either. You got to be very careful with that. In order to do something good, especially when you're dealing with people, you need to understand, let's say for example, you're a musician or an actor. What makes you a real good musician, a good actor, is first of all, the allowance that God will give you to be that. You yourself don't have any inherent talents that you develop all by yourself. God made you do that. And in order to do so, you need to make yourself into an appropriate vessel. An appropriate vessel that would hold the kli, the kli is the vessel, that will hold the baracha inside of it. And when you understand as a performer that you are there to entertain the people, to make the people feel good, to make them play what they want to play here, then you're a good performer. When you're selfish and you're full of yourself, you're not a good performer. In other words, you need to really dismantle your ego and you are the connecting tissue between the allowance that God gave you through your talent to what the people want to hear, your connective tissue. You have to dismiss yourself to the will of the others. And the fact that you're a musician or an actor doesn't mean that you know anything about the world. And you should not tell me what is right and what is wrong. And especially when you are a person of faith, you should understand how great it is your responsibility towards your people to serve the people. And it's not about getting likes on this platform or the other platform, or becoming a celebrity and shaking hands with this president or with that senator or with that musician or not. Celebrities, in a way, since it's all about themselves, it's a form of idol worshiping. And idol worshiping is where we decide that something else takes precedence over our lives other than God and God's word. And it's all about ourselves usually. And that's the same thing that happens with politicians, with all those, And so much so, and if you start to look at those celebrities, as humans, they are really inferior. I spoke one time to this convert, to this ger. I usually don't ask people because it's really not my business why they became Baalei Tshuva, why they became converts. It's really not my business. I accept the person for who he is. I don't care why and what. If you want to tell me, tell her. It's not a problem. So he told me why he became a convert. So he said, one time he went to a yoga class, and in the yoga class, after the practice, the instructor of the yoga told him to do a few minutes of meditation and to really try to meditate on a personality in which they admired and try to connect to it through that, to that energy, whatever the heck that is. So without mentioning names, some people that live in Jersey, by the way, some musician, he says he was my favorite musician. And I start thinking about him. And beginning, I was kind of getting into the groove. But then I said, one second, he's a lousy human being. He cheated on his wife with one of his bandmates and this one. And then he went to this one. And then he says, each and every one of my idols that I thought were so fantastic, I realized they're horrible people. And so at that point, I felt completely devastated and demoralized. And all these people that I thought they are great are so bad. And yet I idolized them. And he was really upset. He stormed out and he went home. And his wife asked him and said, I don't understand. What's wrong with me? Why is that? How could I be so blind? And he said, I have so many questions and I don't know what to do. And then he picked his head up and he saw a book that one of his friends gave him. I think the name of the book is like 9 Questions About Judaism or something of that sort. And he just took that book and he started reading it. And then he started falling in love with what it says there. And he told his wife, come on, let's read this. And they basically read this book to each other the whole entire day. And at the end of the day, they decided that they want to become Jewish. That day, by the way, was Yom Kippur. So when you think about these people who are extremely selfish, and it's all about them, they think that the whole world revolves about them. Basically, they are betraying what God is giving them to serve the people, to make people happy. If you're a musician, you're an entertainer. Why is it, though, by the way, that our society, we don't admire philosophers? We don't admire, I know somebody who probably did to humanity and helped more people than any of those musicians. I know the guy who developed the cancer treatments for sick people. I mean, he should be the celebrity. Somebody who thinks all the time, who invigorated in learning. Because we don't want to think. Because the bottom line is, if we would think, if we would want to learn all the time, if we want to investigate all the time, we will have to hold ourselves accountable to the way we live our life. Therefore, we don't want to live the life the way we should live our life. We'd rather imitate somebody else's life and call it the truth, because it doesn't challenge us. So if this guy in California does not like to take showers now because he thinks that water is, we need to spare water, so don't take showers, but don't tell me what to do. And politicians go with celebrities because celebrities have the power. Through them, they push their agenda. The celebrities are the trumpets of the politicians and those who are, and it's all about themselves. And the same thing with politicians. Politicians is probably the highest form of idol worshiping, where it's all about pushing their own ideas, their own agendas, when they think that you are stupid. You don't know anything, we'll think for you. And it's all about me. It's not about me serving the people. The concept of a public servant is an empty concept. Nobody sees themselves as a public servant. Because if you, for example, being elected as a mayor, needless to say, mayor of New York, or governor, or president, you need to be completely humbled by the fact that people put their trust in you to do what's good for them. They did not elect you because they're stupid and you are smart, and you are there not to serve them, they are there to serve you. And that's terrible, the way our society goes. And there is no difference between the religious world and the outside world, because they're all intertwined with each other, all intermingled with each other. And that's why rabbis should not be celebrities. We don't go to the famous author, the guy who has 5,000 likes in Instagram, or has this. Who is actually doing the work? Listen, I'm going to tell you the following. Most of our Torah that we have today is from Rabbi Akiva. And Rabbi Akiva had, at the end of the day, only 5 Talmidim, which is Rabbi Meir and all the other Rabbeim. All our Torah basically came from these 5 guys. We need to pay attention to quality. We need to take responsibility for ourselves. Forget about what this one does and the other celebrity does and how he's dressed and how he's not dressed. Did you look at how they live their life? I mean, those people cannot have a relationship, for crying out loud. They're going to tell me what is right and what is wrong. I would recommend you do the following. Stop following the media. Stop following the media. You don't care about what this one happened. You don't care about what the other one has happened. You don't care what this one said, what the other one said. Disconnect yourself from all those things. Read books. Read self-help books, something that will help you become more of a complete human being. Something that will bring you internal peace. Because ultimately, through that chaos in which we all got involved with in terms of our society, we gave up our freedom. The way in which to control the masses is by making the masses dumb. By making us not able to think, by allowing us free dope, and all these things like that. They don't want us to read. Nobody reads anymore. Nobody wants to learn anymore. When you tell people today, oh, I love to learn, I'm learning, I'm reading, they, you know, in the 70s or 60s, it's like you're reading some kind of a pornographic magazine. People look at you like, what's wrong with you? Today you tell people, oh, I'm reading, I love to learn. So, well, what's wrong with you? Nobody wants to learn anymore. Nobody wants to think anymore. Everybody is a herd. And it's just easier through implanting of fear and false reality to people. It's easier to control the people. So if you want to be free, move in within yourself. Disconnect yourself from everything around you. Don't follow this celebrity, what this one did, who divorced who. I don't really care. I don't really care. What do I care about these people? They're a bunch of losers. Real musicians, real entertainers would understand that they are here to make the people happy. Play what I want to hear. Don't play what you want to play, because you know what? Ultimately, I'm the boss. I'm going to turn you off. So do a favor to yourself. At least finish this year the way it should have started. Read. Read a lot. Learn some philosophy. Learn some thinking. Start thinking about the quality of your life. Start thinking about the meaning of your life. Start thinking about what are those empty words that you use, like we just spoke about yesterday, but what is happiness? Everybody wants to be happy, but do you know what happiness is all about? What is happiness? You're saying words, people just saying words. Today everybody's an expert for corona, you know. I didn't go to school. I'm not a virologist. I'm not a vaccinologist. I'm not. So I don't know. If I want to know something, I'll read. And that's why I'm telling you. You gotta get your life back, you know, into your possession. You need to realize that you are driving, and that's why I don't like self-driving cars. I want to drive my own car. If I want to drive, I want to drive my own car. I mean, it's such a pathetic state that we're at that even, you know, but they're going to tax us now for miles, for crying out loud. And that's how this destroying everything. All these things are very nice. They do so for your benefit. We're doing it for your benefit. But don't tell me what's good for me. Let me decide what's good for me. I don't need you to decide what's good for me. And if I want to drink, I'll drink. If I want to smoke, I'll smoke. It's my life. And I'll do what I want. As a matter of fact, it reminds me of an old song. It's my life. Yeah, it's an old Rolling Stone song. Yeah. I don't like the Rolling Stone, but actually a good song. No, actually it's the Animals. I don't know who sings that. But anyway, get back into the driver's seats of your life. Disconnect yourself from reality in terms of what we call reality shows, all these false things. It just creates an illusion. It's not the real thing. As far as I'm concerned, go back into farming. Farming is very real. Maybe then you'll be able to be happy in your life. Maybe then you'll understand what happiness is. Because whoever determines what happiness is you, not the president and not a celebrity. Have a beautiful, meaningful day.